So, have you ever heard of someone literally crying their way to stardom? I know, it sounds pretty wild, but that's exactly what happened in one of the strangest stories of internet fame I've ever come across. Today, we are going to dive deep into the phenomenon that is Fajar Sadboy. And honestly, it all kicked off with moments just like this one. In what's become a legendary TV interview, Fajar gets asked a super simple question about his family. But his answer? Well, it wasn't just wrong. It was so confusing, so completely out of left field, that it left the host totally speechless and, the entire country just kind of scratching their heads in disbelief.
And that right there is the big question we're going to get into. How on earth does a 15-year-old who got famous for crying on camera become a household name? His journey, it really tells you a lot about the truly weird mechanics of what it means to be a celebrity in the 21st century.
All right, so to really get how we got here, we got to go back to the very beginning. And, like so many of these modern fame stories, this one kicked off with just one viral video. A moment of pure, raw, unfiltered emotion.
So meet Fajar Labatjo. And the thing is, he wasn't an actor, he wasn't trying to be an influencer, he was just a teenager who was genuinely completely devastated after a girl turned him down. And his tearful rant about it, man, it was so raw that the internet just couldn't look away.
Dan saya minta tolong, janganlah buat pertengkaran itu dijadikan kata perpisahan.
And what Fajar was going through is something a lot of us probably know all too well, getting ghosted. You know that feeling, that sudden, totally unexplained silence from someone you actually care about? That shared feeling was really the key to why he went viral in the first place. And he laid it all out himself. It was like this slow burn tragedy. He sends a message in October, and it just sits there, unread, for 2 whole months. Can you imagine? Then, bam, in December we get the viral breakdown. It's so simple, so relatable, and just painfully human, right? But look, tons of people go viral. That's not the amazing part. The real magic, the part that changed everything, was what happened next. That's when Fajar and, the whole media world around him started crafting this persona that was way more than just a quick meme. And this was the moment. His first big TV appearance with the legendary comedian Denny Kagger. It was like a trial by fire. The big question was, could this viral fame thing actually work on national TV? And the answer was a huge and very, very strange yes.
And right here is where you see exactly why it worked. You ask a simple question, most people give you the normal logical answer. But Fajar, his brain just seems to operate on a completely different level. His answer wasn't just incorrect, it was philosophically bizarre. It was unforgettable. And that was pretty much the birth of his brand.
Jadi aku tuh megang duit tuh kalau dapat rezeki atau duit 100% semuanya aku kasih sama yatim piatu, anak yatim piatu.
Oh ya?
100%. Kebetulan ayah sama ibuku.
Hah? Ayah ibunya yatim piatu?
Iya.
Berarti lo ngasih ke ayah ibu lo? Ya gak jadi tepuk tangan dong kita. Iya.
Tapi benar nggak salah.
Iya benar, cuma kan kesannya tadi dia kayak dibagikan untuk anak yatim piatu, siapa gitu. Ngasihnya ke orang tuanya sendiri loh, Man.
Bahagiakan ibumu, buat ibumu seperti ratu, maka mudah-mudahan rezekimu akan diberikan oleh Tuhan seperti rezeki ratu-ratu. Tapi untuk mengingatkan ratu jangan melupakan raja.
Kenapa?
Raja itu adalah sebagai rumah tangga, yaitu ayah pahlawan. Dia yang telah berusaha membesarkan kita, dia yang telah berusaha untuk mengajak kita berdiri walaupun sering jatuh. Dia yang telah mengajarkan kita berjalan slow, nak. Ada ayah di belakang. Dirilah, nak. Dan itu ucapan yang paling aku rindu banget.
So his whole public identity quickly became this fascinating mix of things that just don't seem to go together. On one hand, you've got these deep, almost poetic quotes about life, all delivered with his classic sad vibe. But then underneath all that, you get this mind-bending logic. And what's really surprising, a real talent for reciting the Quran, which just added this whole other layer of sincerity to him. So with this totally unique formula, Fajar's journey from just some internet curiosity to a legit celebrity was incredibly fast. I mean, he didn't just fade away like most viral stars. Nope. He started climbing the ladder. It's like he followed the new playbook for modern fame perfectly. First, the viral clip. That gets him onto the talk shows. From there, he becomes this must-have guest on all the big YouTube podcasts. And then finally, boom, he breaks through into the mainstream. So, you might be wondering, how did he handle all this fame? And of course, all the online hate that comes with it. Well, he said he relied on two key proverbs. The first one is, the taller the tree, the stronger the wind. And the second is, be like rice. The more it contains, the more it bows. Kind of surprising, right? A lot of wisdom and humility there for someone so young.
And this, right here, is where Fajar really defied the odds. I mean, most viral stars, they get their 15 minutes of fame and then, poof, they're gone. But Fajar? No way. He turned his whole persona into a real diversified business.
Yeah, he didn't just stick to being a meme. He made his debut in a movie. He starred in a popular web series with a big-name actress, Manda. He dropped music singles. He even landed a huge endorsement deal with a mineral water company. At this point, he wasn't just a character anymore. He was a full-on brand.
And hey, if you need any more proof of just how far his influence went, get this: a viral teenager recording a religious song with a retired army general. I mean, you literally can't make this stuff up. It's that kind of wild pairing that just proves he could connect with almost anyone across any generation.
So what's the big takeaway here? Fajar's story, it's so much more than just about one sad kid from Gorontalo. It's basically a perfect case study of how fame really works in our digital world today.
And maybe nothing shows how significant he became more than this right here. He was so impactful on the culture that his effect on young people actually became the subject of a university thesis. Just think about that for a second. He went from a TikTok video to being studied at a university. That's incredible.
So really, the Fajar effect is this. He showed everyone that having a unique, authentic personality can be way more powerful than some carefully manufactured image. He rode out all the controversy, he thrived even with all the online hate, and in the end, he carved out a brand new path, one that leads from a tiny phone screen all the way to the red carpet.
When you look at the whole picture, Fajar Sadboy basically wrote a new playbook. He proved that if you have the right mix of realness, some smart strategy, and, a little bit of that beautiful weirdness, a viral moment doesn't have to be fleeting. It can turn into a real career. And that kind of leaves us with a big question, doesn't it? In a world where basically everyone has a camera in their pocket, who's going to be the next Fajar Sadboy just waiting to be discovered?